So, big breaking news: the Supreme Court has in fact passed its verdict on the pleas filed against mob lynchings that have taken place over the recent past. The Supreme Court has urged Parliament to create a separate law for lynching. Now, it has reiterated once again that no citizen can take the law into his or her own hands, nor become a law unto himself. It is the duty, the Supreme Court has said, of the state to ensure the maintenance of law and order so as to protect secular ethos and prevent mobocracy. Now, this from the Supreme Court in its order, which was pronounced just minutes ago. Meenakshi Bhanja is tracking the developments in the Supreme Court and will in fact reach out in just a bit. But a crucial day here in this case, where the verdict has now been delivered by the Supreme Court. It has stated unequivocally that they cannot, that people cannot take law into their own hands. They cannot be a law unto themselves as well, and that the Parliament, in fact, should take some steps. Let's go across now for the latest to Meenakshi Bhanja, who will be joining us, in fact, on the phone line. We'll try and reconnect with her, but a crucial order being passed here by the Supreme Court. It's issued a slew of instructions to the powers that be to fix the problem. To the Parliament, they've asked them to formulate a separate law to tackle these issues, these cases of lynching. That will in fact treat them as a separate crime. Let's go across now to Meenakshi, who's back with us. In fact, Meenakshi, bring us up to speed with the crucial takeaways as the Supreme Court passes a historic order.
Well, absolutely, Aviran, this is a critical judgment. Remember, the central government wanted to keep its hands off the issue. Clearly, that is not to be. This is the direction, a judgment of the Supreme Court, where the central government will now have to comply with. It is a clear direction to the Parliament to enact a law specifically to deal with lynching offences. According to the Honourable Chief Justice of India, this will go on to instill a sense of fear in those indulging in such practices in the foreseeable future. And with this, the Supreme Court is of the opinion that not just the law should not just be enacted with an intention to curb lynching incidents, but it should also have preventive, remedial and curative measures. So a very comprehensive judgment being passed by the Supreme Court of India. And clearly, the top breaking news here, Viren, is the fact that something that the central government wanted to keep its hands off now has directly fallen in its court, with the court passing direction that the Parliament should specifically enact a law to curb instances of lynching offences. Right,
and Meenakshi also indicted. It seems, Meenakshi, are the state governments, who the Supreme Court has once again said that it's their duty to ensure the maintenance of law and order, reiterating what they've been saying in the past.
We have seen several directions being passed, oral observations being made by the Supreme Court pertaining to instances of lynching, and also the Supreme Court saying that it was time to pass a comprehensive judgment. That comprehensive judgment has just been passed, and like we have been showcasing on Verena, the court of the opinion, one, that no citizen can take law onto himself, and passing these slew of directions towards prevention, remedial and curative measures. That's the most important thing. And the third biggest takeaway has been the fact that the Supreme Court has asked for Parliament to enact a law to curb lynching offences. So this is comprehensive. This is a detailed judgment. Remember, this is the operative part that we are bringing to my view. The details will emerge once the order is uploaded. But that, be that as it may, this is the breaking news that the top court of this country is satisfied with the measures that have been in place up till now, and clearly feeling that there is space to do much more. And because the legislature was not rising up to the occasion, with multiple political parties having multifarious views, politicians making random comments, it has now come as a direction / order of the Supreme Court for the Parliament to go ahead and enact a law to curb lynching instances.
Absolutely, Meenakshi. It's also been spurred by the fact that state governments across the board in different parts of the country have been an abject failure in trying to deal with these problems. There has been more rather knee-jerk reaction than anything else. But in fact, try and reconnect with Meenakshi. We have some trouble reaching Meenakshi. We'll try and reconnect with her. But crucial judgment there passed by the Supreme Court. So crucially, takeaway number one is the fact that Parliament has been directed to frame a law that tackles the problem of lynching in particular. So the Supreme Court indicating that Parliament needs to do more. For the first time, it's in fact asking the Parliament of this country to play a role in tackling this problem of lynching. The Supreme Court reiterating that no citizen can take the law into their own hands or become a law unto themselves. And in fact, it's also reiterating here again, which has been something the Supreme Court has said in its observations all through this hearing, is that it's the duty of the state governments here to ensure that the maintenance of law and order so as to protect the secular ethos and prevent mobocracy. That's what the Supreme Court has said as part of its crucial order here today.